Getting to know people here in Baja and in Rosarito particularly right now, we got to meet someone who has a compound where he's making a very interesting life here, growing produce, and not just for selfish reasons, but actually with philanthropic reasons, helping underprivileged people, children in the region. But on top of that, this guy's living the life. You're gonna see it. He's keeping healthy, having wellness, sharing with others, exercising, working out, training, and it's a very interesting individual. His name is Cannon, so even the name is unique and interesting, and he's standing right next to me right now. How you doing, Cannon?
Good, brother.
My friend.
Pleasure.
I know I totally underdid what you're doing in my intro.
You overdid. Especially living the life, man. I'm just covered in dirt all day. What kind of life is that?
You're an earthy guy, man.
Yeah.
So talk to me. I mean, where are you from, first of all, and how'd you end up in Baja?
I'm from the Bay Area, California Bay Area.
Okay.
And I moved down here in 2016.
Wow.
I was living in LA before that. I worked for Apple for 10 years, 2006, 2016.
For Mr. Steve Jobs himself, huh?
Yeah, I sort of semi-retired.
Yeah.
And came down here just to slow the pace down a little bit.
Well, I think a lot of it.
A lot of
right?
it, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I felt that the treadmill, the pitch was just getting everything up there. So it was great relocating here. It's just easier to create a simple life.
Do you feel you've extended, your lifespan by moving down here?
Bro, I would never say that publicly, but yes. Considering that stress is the biggest killer of people in the United States. Yeah, it's hard to be stressed out when you're, I guess anybody can find a way to get stressed if they're looking for it.
But I mean, just the life on every city is geared towards that, right? Everyone's
it's definitely a different pace.
It's a hustle.
Yeah, everybody who comes down to visit, I have friends that come from all over the world. As soon as they cross the border, they say they just feel a weight lifted off them.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
right?
time slows down. I think it's important to do a cost-benefit analysis on your lifestyle at some point.
For sure.
And what are you spending and what are you getting?
Mind blown. So talk to me about what you're doing here. I mean, we see this beautiful garden. Walk me through what we're doing.
I have about 5 different chiles in there.
Okay. Bell pepper, California, some serranos. Wow.
Jalapenos.
Some güeros.
And then to your left, it's a trellis of tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. These San Marzanos I'm growing for Manny.
Oh, really? For Italian restaurants?
I'm trying to get good at them. They're really hard to grow, but they're preferred tomato for pizza sauce and for pasta sauce.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just have a different flavor. Here's another one that I'm doing, kind of letting it go wild. So same tomato, just treating it a little bit differently.
So what does it mean letting it grow wild? You're just letting it burst out?
These are highly manicured, in a bed, super manicured, all the suckers taken off, and I'm going for height. See, this little dude needs to be
tied up.
Yeah. But here, eat that.
Oh, nice. Let me see. Very earthy, right? Wow. It's so good.
Compared to a cherry tomato, here, pick that cherry tomato.
It tastes very different.
It's totally different.
Wow.
I'm growing this for Manny.
It's so tasty.
And this is like candy.
It doesn't taste like tomato.
It tastes like pizza.
It tastes like pizza.
Because that's for people that make pasta sauce or pizza sauce, this is what they want.
Pass me some dough so I can mix it in there.
And some cheese. And some, look, albahaca.
Fresh.
And this one is me just being like, well, do whatever you want, bro. I'm trying to learn how to get really good at San Marzanos. This is onions with garlic in the middle. This is regular potatoes, white potatoes.
There's a demand for organic produce in Rosarito. There's some stores that are providing it. Are you planning on doing that, or is this for personal consumption?
No, this is for donation. I really wanted to get good at growing food, and I have so much I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with it, so I found a place that needed it, and orphanages love it. I go up there, and the kids go crazy, man.
You're killing two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
You're learning how to become a self-sufficient farmer.
How to feed a village.
And you're helping people. I bet they appreciate it, though, right?
Oh, yeah, the chefs, man. That's why there's like these little ladies in the back, and as soon as they see me, and I got crates of food, they're like, what did you bring? I'm like, this time I got,
This is the one my garden gave this week, right?
Yeah. Here's this is regular potatoes. This is some celery that I'm letting go to seed because I'm going to plant a bunch of celery this season. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Here's a younger one here. These are pretty salty, but that'll look more. But this is what it looks like when it's more mature.
Okay.
And this is how the flower, how the plant procreates.
This is your celery.
Mm-hmm. And here's a bunch of carrots over here. These I call them my zombie apocalypse break in case of emergency beets.
Why?
So they're huge by now, bro. Because I just left them. You want to? I'll pull one up.
Wow.
I like to juice them. Here's all the jalapenos.
Lay down some sweet beats, right? Cannon is actually a DJ and a semi-retired record producer. That's why you see some music paraphernalia. So Cannon is literally producing both vegetable and musical beats. In fact, all the music you're hearing right now is actually his. Some sweet beats right there. So good.
Help yourself, guys.
Very nice.
This is cucumbers. And then in here, there's a bunch of squash. So I sort of invented this concept of these little like teepees. Because last year I didn't, and the tomato plants look like that crazy one over there.
Right.
So I knew I needed to
Some
train
sort
it,
of structure.
especially since I was using box beds.
Exactly.
So the ambition is that essentially these trellis up to the top, and then I'll connect them this way, and the cucumber plant and the tomato plant will connect, and then we can just walk through here and grab food.
Oh my goodness.
But, you know, that was the goal.
Yay.
This is how it started. This is where it's at.
There's nothing to say that it's not going to get accomplished. This is a really nice garden, Cannon. I mean, I love this. And this is self-sufficient. It's how it should be. It's how humanity was meant to enjoy the earth. Is there anything else you want to show us from your operation here?
Food autonomy is a big focus, but there's so much I want to show you. Let's go.
Okay, let's do that. Hey folks, quick interruption, travel tip right now. When you cross to Mexico, your insurance does not cover you when you drive down. So one of the people you can call are the guys from Baja Bound Insurance. They're a new sponsor of the show, but we've known them for over 10 years. Even before they were our sponsors, we were using them when we're crossing south for our vehicles. They even got us out of trouble when we got into a little fender bender for crossing south for reals. This is no joke. So use them, Baja Bound Insurance. We're giving them a shout out. Hope you use them and hope they help you too. Okay, so these goats, I'm sure you're not using them as pets.
That's not true. China's my pet.
China's your pet.
Where'd she go? She's hanging out. Janelita, what are you doing? Come here, mama.
Are you breeding them too?
Yeah.
Come
here,
she's
baby.
being shy. She's strong. China was strong. Yeah.
She's super sweet.
Oh man, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, all these babies were born here. There's 4 that were born here. The rest I bought about 3 months ago for the farm. So they're all milk goats.
All milk goats?
We got them for milk.
So you're not selling these for slaughter?
No.
Goat's milk is supposed to be very good, right?
Goat's milk and goat's meat are the 2 most eaten milk and meats by humans on the planet.
Goat?
Yes.
More than cow milk?
Yes. China's the only one that's friendly. She was the runt, and she didn't latch on.
So how'd you
milk.
keep her alive?
Bottle fed her, which is why she's like this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, she's great. The rest of them, they cry for food, but she's the only one that cries for attention.
Really?
Yeah.
Gina. Are they always looking to climb stuff, like
Always.
to keep their balance?
Watch,
Fine.
right away, they're like, oh, I'm climbing that. And we take them out to pasture here on the ranch so they get exercise.
King of the hill, time to play. So have you started producing goat's milk to sell? Or
Not to sell yet. So far, everything that we make, we give away to the orphanage.
Okay.
They have about 70 quail in here. I eat their eggs. I prefer quail eggs.
Why?
They're more nutritious, and I've come to just like the flavor better.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you make omelets with it?
I do. I make an omelet with chicken, duck, and quail egg. These are my big priorities. About half of these were born out of the incubator I have here.
Okay.
So we just collect the eggs, put them in the incu, and the turnaround time is really short. It's like 21 days in the incubator, and then at 5 weeks they're fully grown.
Wow.
Ready to harvest, or they start laying at 5 weeks. You know, as long as I can feed them with what's around, then
Right.
we keep them
Yeah, because
going.
some animals are really expensive to feed. You know, if you're not killing the animal, it's almost like basically just an expense. But at least you're getting some milk and eggs from these.
So the primary function of the goats is actually the manure.
Okay.
So alfalfa in, manure out. But because we have a farm, we need a lot of compost.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're making it ourselves here.
Very nice. So, you know, it'll be sought after, right? Because
Yeah.
people will buy it.
Oh, it's like 300 pesos for a sack of manure.
Very
like
nice,
this big.
very
Yeah.
nice.
All those little round things on the ground, I call them black gold.
Black gold.
Yeah, it's like a slot machine when they start coming out. They're like, brrr, I'm like, more black gold. A lot of people don't like cow or horse manure for fertilizer because their stomachs don't get hot enough to kill the seeds inside.
Really?
So then you put it in a compost, and then eventually the garden is full of
Whatever they ate.
came from the ranch they were on.
Yeah, you got milk and you got manure. That's a good deal.
Yeah. And from the milk, we do cheese. I'm working on 2 kind of legacy products around
Okay.
the goat milk. A lavender honey ice cream from goat milk, and the other is a lavender honey soap from goat milk.
Delicious, the first one. Yeah. It seems like the goats are pulling their weight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally. So here's the rest of the birds. These dudes are from the incubator.
I grew up in a farm. My dad, we'd go every weekend to the ranch, and my dad would make me get up like crack of dawn, still nighttime, to feed the chickens and the ducks.
Oh, duck eggs.
Duck egg?
Mm-hmm. I use those in my pancakes. Chicken eggs, and then here's the quail eggs here.
Are these literally eggs from your quails?
Those are from today.
You got your chicken, you got your duck, you got your quail. Catch of the day.
We get some blue ones sometimes.
Oh, really? This is the break in case of zombie apocalypse.
Yep, there he is in all his glory. The American chinchilla rabbit.
Chinchilla rabbit. He's being fed. He's wined and dined until the day comes, if the day comes.
Well, he's the stud, so.
So what's the setup here? Did you partner here with a Mexican, or what's the whole deal in this whole compound?
This is a ranch. The ranch is named Villa Borja. It's been in this family for a really long time, and I rent this space from them.
Okay.
We're heading over to our little gym.
Okay.
Where we train. We do mostly Krav Maga, but I trained some UFC fighters, different MMA fighters.
Okay.
Locals mostly. But then
were you at any point in your life like a fighter, or what?
No, but I've been a martial artist my entire life. I started in Kung Fu when I was really young.
Okay.
And then went into Aikido, Japanese Aikido.
Okay. Steven Seagal?
Yes. And then from there, I just dabbled in a lot of things, and I took on Krav Maga. It's the curriculum that's taught by the Israeli Defense Force. We train a lot of law enforcement.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff that we do is too aggressive for law enforcement, so we have to actually tailor the training. I teach several disciplines, and it depends on who comes to me to learn.
Right.
But my specialty, or what most people come for, is for Krav Maga.
Okay.
And more specifically, anything surrounding weapons. Edge weapons, improvisational edge weapons.
Got you.
Short gun, long gun.
Okay.
So
well, I have zero interest in offensive. I have no interest. But it's something to like just get out of a situation. Yeah, I'd like to learn something like that.
So a real simple concept. This is a training blade.
Knife.
Obviously, it's not a blade.
Okay.
So the idea is that when the weapon's on you, you want to get it away from you as quick as possible.
Okay.
So you want to go the two directions you don't want it to go. So for example, if you take it and you put it on my neck here, which way do you want to go to cut me?
Like that.
And which other way?
Like that.
Down. Right? That
Like
would
that?
be your move. That's your trajectory.
Okay.
Right? If you want to cut me. So I want it to go the opposite.
Okay.
So I want it to go left and up. So for example, like this.
Okay.
And from there you can just turn. If you slide here, then you're using the weapon against the person.
Oh wow.
So same
Lot of
idea
joints.
here. Yeah, same idea. If I'm here, you want to move. Which way do I want to go to cut? Just think about it first.
Like
just
here?
think about it first. Which way does the cut want to go? Don't touch it. Just think.
Like this way?
And which other way?
Here?
Exactly. So which way do you want it to go? Just think about
That
it.
way.
And which way?
Like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
You just want it to go the other way. So if I change and I go this way, which way does it?
Like that?
That's it.
Is that okay?
That's the
So
concept.
the concepts are. I mean, of course, the execution is one other thing, but the
No,
concepts
you
are.
just did it, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just did it. Like right now, for the rest of your life, if someone does this, you
That's
know.
it. Really?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the beginning of it.
Okay.
Yeah. We deal with everybody from professional fighters to local expats that are down here,
Okay.
to local people that work in security.
Okay.
So people that do private security. Most of my clientele comes from the States or from Europe that work in law enforcement.
Oh wow. Okay. You're training law enforcement. Yeah. So you're catering your training and your discipline to fit that. You're catering it.
Yes. Also, dame, two, double jab. Otra.
Man, so is it like good cardio?
Yeah, if people come for martial arts as it relates to fitness, then I work them on the bag a lot. We have what we call the Mud Lotus shuffle. So we run up here to the top of Puerto Nuevo. We come back down. We do jump rope, 3 rounds of jump rope, 7 rounds on the bags, and then we do this circuit. So all this gear here is made for us exercising. The two places you're going to use your body to defend yourself when it really matters are prison and military.
Wow.
So I focus on the exercises that you'll find in there. So dips, pull-ups, burpees,
Gotcha.
All this stuff is the rest of the weights. So we do fireman's carry with those water jugs. Basically anything we can pick up, cinder blocks. I have them flip the tires. See, breathe, 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 breathe. Paso. Que bueno, returno. Good, good. Explode, bah, power, explosion, boom, boom. Paso, big breaths, excellent, go, keep moving, good, good. Deep squat, excellent. Good job, Eddie. Que bueno. Give it up, bro. Que bueno. Good work, good work.
Very nice.
So that's the circuit at the end. That's basically the Mud Lotus shuffle. After we finish this, and we go down to the beach for some cold water therapy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
And these guys are back in it. Like when we do retreats, we're 4 days back to back. So I have to manage recovery times as much as I have
Do
to
they
manage
just
the
like
workout.
just douse themselves, just jump down, or?
Oh yeah, depending on what time of year. Sometimes the retreats are in January, and that's no one's getting in that water. Yeah.
So what kind of people do you accept in your school, your training?
We're open to everybody, but I like to make sure it's a good fit. So
Okay.
each email that comes in, I respond and say, let's get on the phone and talk to see if it's a good match.
You're selective.
Yeah, and I like to ask them, what are you coming for? Some people are coming for really on the yoga. That's what they're interested in. Some people are into self-defense. Some people want self-defense for fitness.
Okay.
Some people want it for their job because they work in law enforcement or the private security. So I just like to check people out and make sure it's the right fit. It's not for everybody. You know, I want to do it. I spend most of my time talking people out of it. So then I get the people that are really hungry and it's a good fit. And
But now they know, so now they're going to insist.
yeah, we got to make sure it's a good fit.
Cannon is very keen on well-being, and he chose a lovely setting for it, didn't he? And the lesson here, lesson to the wise, if someone teaches you anything, especially if it's something of life and death, you better make sure that you paid attention, because you never know when you're going to get pop quizzed.
Pop quiz.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're on it, bro. You're on it.
Scared the bejesus out of me.
But you had muscle memory, bro.
That was hilarious, man, dude.
I hope you never have to use it.
No, please. The whole day we spent with him, he popped that quiz on me many times.
Get a 180 turn, mouth dropping, 180 turn at the end. Veer to your left when you come out of here, please.
Oh my. Oh my, this is like a resort. Wow. Now I know why you're here.
You see what I'm saying, bro? All this other stuff is after the fact. I moved to this beach, Cantamar, the Singing Ocean.
Wow.
That's the name of this beach. And the reason I found this place was a client hired me to produce for them. And they're like, hey, we're going on New Year's. We're going to go down to my mom's beach house. Do you want to come down there and work on the album? I'm like, sure. But this is how it started for me. And that's how it's going.
Well, it's a good start, and it's a good going.
Right on.
Right on. Hey, you watching this show, I'm glad you liked the video. Now, if you could please like the video and subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on notifications. It really helps a lot. If you like Baja, if you like what you're doing, if you want us to make more videos, please help us. Thank you. Enjoy Baja. Crossing south, crossing south, crossing south.